Good morning, kids and parents. I want to welcome you to Kids Church Orlando. And we're so excited that this year we are focusing on the parables of Jesus. And we're going to go through different ones that teach us how to love each other, how to love God, and how He just wants us to be on this earth together. And so I want to encourage you to get up off the couch, sing some songs with us, and then let's engage with the scriptures as we learn a new parable about Jesus today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're the Hernandez family. And today we're going to be talking about the immersible servant. That's going to be in the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verses 21 through 35. Now, before we start our discussion, let's go check out this video.
The Holy Tales.
Holy, holy, it's story time.
I know, Gumbo. I have been waiting for you all to come.
You're going to tell us one of Jesus' stories, aren't you, Holy?
Yes, and today I am going to tell you the parable of the unforgiving servant. One day, Peter, one of Jesus' disciples, came to Jesus and asked him,
Lord, how many times should I forgive someone when they do or say something wrong to me?
Jesus knew that everyone should learn to forgive someone if they are sorry for what they have done. Instead of saying always, Jesus said
77 times.
Peter was confused. So, Jesus decided to tell him a story which would help Peter understand better how important it is to forgive someone when they have realized their mistake and are sorry for their behavior. Jesus told Peter the story of a very rich king. The king had many servants who worked for him. Some of them looked after his treasury and were in charge of the other servants. One day, the king decided to test one of his servants who was looking after his money. He wanted to see if he was doing his job perfectly. So, the king went to check his treasury. When he checked, he saw that the servant had not paid the bills. Instead, had borrowed the money for his personal use. The amount of money that the servant had taken was not a small amount. The servant was in huge debt. So the king called for the servant.
I know that you have taken money from the treasury without asking me. You have committed a crime for which you will be punished. I will sell your family and you as slaves and take back the money that you have taken.
The servant was very upset. He knew that if his family and he were sold as slaves, they all would have to live in different places. They might not be able to see one another ever again. So the servant begged and pleaded for forgiveness. The king felt sorry for the servant. He decided to forgive him. He even told the servant that he did not have to give back the money to him. As soon as the servant left the court, he met another servant who owed him some money, a very small amount. Even though the king was nice to him, the servant grabbed hold of the other servant. He started shouting at him,
Give me back the money you owe me, or else I will throw you into the prison.
People saw the servant treating the other man this way and went and told the king. The king was very, very angry. He thought to himself,
I forgave him a huge debt, but he could not forgive another man who owes him a small amount of money?
He called for the servant once again and threw him into prison. So, did you children understand the meaning of the story?
Yes, the story means that God always forgives us for all the wrong things we do to Him. Now He wants us to forgive those who do wrong to us.
Well done, Tabby. That's exactly the meaning of the story. I hope you have understood the story too, Gumbo and Freckles.
Oh yes, we have!
All right then. Hope you enjoyed and understood the story too.
Genevieve, why is it important to forgive?
If you don't forgive one another, God won't forgive you.
All right, Nathan, what did the king do to the servant who didn't forgive others?
He threw him in prison.
And what should have the servant done differently?
The servant should have asked the king for the money, and the servant shouldn't have tortured the other servant for a smaller amount of money he didn't pay him.
Okay, so Genevieve and Nate, so what would God want you to do?
To be nice and forgive others and be good.
Awesome. Wow. So what did we learn today?
Today we learned that we should forgive others from the heart just as God forgives us.
Indeed. Well, that was our lesson. We guys hope you enjoyed our video. Have a great Sunday.
Bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed Kids Church here this morning and that you learned something new. In just a moment, there's going to be a screen with some follow-up questions and discussion things that we want to encourage you to talk about together as a family. There'll be some questions. There'll be possibly even a memory scripture. And parents, I want to encourage you to engage with your kids about what they learned today and how to put it in practice together as a family through this next week. And if you'd like some more resources, click down below. There's a link to Planning Center where we've got some things that you can print out and use throughout the week with your family. But please pray together, take some time to maybe sing some songs and engage on what they learned. And then we'll see you next week. We love you.